Title: Burnt Sugar. Written by Namuda Writes. Tanjiro catches a whiff of your scent before he feels an onigiri hit him squarely in the chest. If you pass out from the lack of food, I'm not going to spoon feed you when you are in bed recovering. You tell him, frowning. His nose twitches. He can smell the sour note of the umeboshi, the toasted saltiness of the seaweed, and his eyebrows twitched up. He doesn't remember telling you his favorite kind of onigiri. Over the scent of tiny blossoming flowers and salted rice, there's a sweet scent wafting from you. Tickling his nose, it is something he's never smelled before. At least, not coming from you. And he takes a moment to try and jog his memories, but when you look up, brows furrowing, he smiles. Is there something wrong with the onigiri? You ask, and he shakes his head. No, not at all. It's delicious. He takes a large bite for emphasis, his mouth flooded with the comforting taste of rice, seaweed, and umeboshi. Did you make them yourself, YN? Don't talk with your mouth full. He leans against a tree, arms crossed. I made them earlier. I had extras. It's not a complete lie. Tanjiro wants to ask why you won't tell him why you made so many extras. But then you stand, and he watches as you look at him, a neutral expression on your face. Are you done? You ask when he finishes. Let's go. Oh, go where? He asks. You are training, aren't you? Let's spar. You better not hold back either, Kamado. You tell him, drawing out your katana, flipping the blade to the dull edge. Or do you still need a break? There's a challenge in your voice. Tanjiro smiles. No, I'm ready to go. The sweet scent never leaves, even with the periodic strong wind that blows through the training area. It clings to you like an invisible coat. He shouldn't be focused on it, but he's trying to deflect heavy blows from you and think about where he might have smelled it before. Of course, you catch onto his lack of concentration. What's wrong, Tanjiro? Why are you getting distracted? You call out, slamming the hilt of your blade down against his. Tanjiro winces, pushes back, and you swing your leg, catching his arm as he retreats. Aren't you supposed to be getting stronger? You taunt. Right, he adjusts his grip, eyes following your movements. I am going to defeat you. You smile. It catches him off guard. The scent is stronger and it's empowering everything. From the hint of salty sweet and the pine of the surrounding forest and the dirt and your blade catches the side of his jaw, smacking him clean off his feet. And he barely registers a gasp from you as he stumbles to the ground, katana clattering to the ground as the wind is knocked out of him. Tanjiro winches and clutches his face, but then you are there, pulling his sleeve, revealing the bruise blooming on his jaw. I thought you were going to block. You tell him, the taunt gone from your voice as you press a cool hand against his cheek. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. That was amazing. He smiles despite the pain, taking in your frozen, confused expression. You really don't hold back, do you? Why would I? You counter, cheeks turning pink. Tanjiro's head tilts. Isn't the point of sparring to hone our skills? Your fingers are calloused against his cheek. They remind him of his days training with Urokodaki. Idiot, you chide, eyes scanning over his face. Don't space out like that. If you'd gotten a concussion, Shinobu-san would have had my head. He laughs and catches a strong whiff of that sweet, burnt sugar-like scent. Don't worry, I wouldn't get a concussion. My head is too hard. You smile at that, hand going back to your lap politely. Right, I've heard from Zenitsu. Tanjiro blinks. You've talked to Zenitsu recently? You nod. We sometimes exchange letters. Though, most of the time, he just talks about Nezuko. You say, standing and holding out a hand for him to take. He does so, and you pull him up with ease, a testament to your strength from years of training. You never sent me any letters. Tanjiro says and doesn't pout, because he's the oldest brother and older brothers do not pout. You look away, pulling your hand out of his fingers close around empty air. Then start sending me one. You tell him. The color on your cheeks is back, and the realization of what he's been smelling and why your face is red hits him harder than the blow of your blade just now. Wyan, do you again? You cut him off, walking several paces away. You aren't going to be satisfied with just that, are you? Tanjiro blinks and smiles wide. No, you have no clue how to dry your hair, do you? Are you a child? He grumbled at him, eyeing the wet strands of hair clinging to his head. Oh, Wyan, I didn't know you were. Tanjiro is cut off as you rip the towel around his neck away, tossing it over his head and begin rubbing vigorously. Dry hair, my ass. Gonna give yourself a cold. You mutter, hands rough on his as you dry the remaining water. Ow, Wyan! He protests, but you don't show him mercy for a good 5 minutes, making sure his hair is no longer remotely damp. It's almost nice being fussed over like this. The movements from your hand finally falter when you deem his head dry enough. He tries to catch sight of your face, but when he removes the towel from his face, you're already walking down the hall. Don't get yourself sick. I'll kick your ass otherwise. You call out and he watches as you disappear around the corner, leaving him alone in the hall with a lingering scent of burnt sugar. You're a moron, is the blunt greeting Tanjiro receives when he encounters you at the butterfly estate. A mere 3 days after his last visit, he smiles sheepishly. Sorry to worry you, YN, he says. His nose chases for that sweet scent. It's faint, but still there, present even as you cross your arms, frowning at him with a twitch in your brow. Thick-headedness can only get you so far, you tell him, literally and figuratively. Then you gesture back down the hall. Go. It's lunchtime. I'm helping in the kitchen, so I'll try not to poison your food. Despite your words, there's softness to your tone, one that Tanjiro remembers growing up hearing. It sends a pang of nostalgia sharply through him, and breathless, he can only nod, going back to his room as you head off towards the kitchen. He remembers your words about spoon feeding when you plop yourself in a chair, arms crossed as he looks down at the tray of food on his lap. Well, it's not going to kill you. Aoi made sure of that, you say, stiff. I'm not worried about that, he says honestly. It's just that, are you feeling unwell? He asks. You twitch, like you weren't expecting his question. No, I'm just waiting for my next mission. You tell him. If you let my food get cold, I will kill you. There's no malice in your tone or scent, and over the savory scent of steak and chicken porridge, Tanjiro smiles. You may have smacked him in the jaw a few weeks ago, may have pulled a few strands of his hair from his head when you dried him off, but your scent always remained gentle. Tanjiro finds himself nostalgic for his old home. He remembers his mother and father, the look they shared, and something sweet like honey tickling his nose. Thank you, YN, he says, and watches as you fiddle with your hands, looking away from him. Well, I'm obviously not gonna leave you starve. Aoi would kill me. You mumble. So would Shinobu-san. I know you wouldn't, he says, taking a bit of rice and watching as you squirm. You are a very kind person, YN, he says. Even though you shake your head, there's a small smile tugging at the corner of your mouth. It's been so long since he smelled the scent of love coming from anyone but his family, its absence having come swiftly and without mercy, and now the reappearance of it leaves him with a sweet lingering taste in the back of his throat. You collect the dishes when he's done, and even though he wonders if you are bored just sitting there while he eats, there's no trace of discomfort or exasperation in your face. Have you eaten yet, YN? He asks, and you look back at him. I'll eat after, you say. When I get better, I'll make something for you, as thanks for lunch just now, and the onigiri. He smiles wide, and you quickly turn away, fingers tightening on the tray. You don't have to. It's my job to help after all, you say. I want to, he insists, because you've been so kind to me so far. I haven't, you insist, and when you turn to frown at him, he can see pink on your cheeks. But I know you're more hard-headed than an iron pot, so I suppose I have no choice. That's right. Tanjiro's smile widens. I'll put my heart and soul into it, so look forward to it, okay? You are a fool. You tell him, but return his smile with one of your own.